All right, you guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are going to be introducing a brand new BNR Turbo. This is not it, but this is our old BNR S5 that is externally wastegated on a G30-770, but we don't want this anymore. Today, we're going to be releasing the new BNR S5 internally wastegated with the all-new G30-770 tech. Obviously, this is a little bit better of a turbocharger, given that the old one is journal bearing and this new one is ball bearing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the old turbo all finished up, finish up our reflex tuning, get the car on the dyno, and then we're gonna put this on and we are gonna see what we can make power-wise for this turbocharger. So stay tuned, watch this video, make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe. Let's get going. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be the big day for our shop car Mazdaspeed 3. If you guys haven't already, make sure you are liking, following, subscribing on all of our social media channels, as we have a ton of fun stuff we're going to be doing with this car. But essentially, we finally have the Reflex unit up, running, and tuned from our master over at PD Tuning. So we're going to go through, we're going to do a couple polls right now, just so that way we can make sure everything is functional before we actually strap this down. And then from there, we're going to go through and put on a new turbo. Now, currently this car is running on the BNR S5 V3. This is the most updated external wastegate S5 that is on the market at this time. But our boys over at BNR always going through and making sure that they are progressing and that they are bringing new innovative tech to the Mazdaspeed bolt-on Focus ST markets. So we actually have access to the brand new BNR S5 internally gated, which is going from the current tech, which is a GT30-76 with an 8.2 AR and external wastegate, to a G30-770 with an internal wastegate. So essentially we should have better overall horsepower capabilities with this new turbocharger. We're gonna go break this car on the highway first. We're going to do some pulls and then head straight over to the dyno. We did just do some tie rods on it because the torque steer was ridiculous, and we have the best of the best suspension with Fortunato, white line, TB performance for our chassis bracing, and we had so much torque steer. So we went ahead, got new inner and outer tie rods on the car. From the pulls that I did, it was much better, to say the least. So we're gonna go through, just make sure that it is actually fixed. Regardless, this car's getting strapped down to the dyno, and we're super excited to show you the new BNR S5. In our next video, it's gonna be a part 2, which is gonna be us going through and actually installing that BNR S5 and showing you guys how to program the Reflex. So make sure you are staying tuned after watching this and seeing what numbers we put down for our next video, showing you guys how the Reflex is coming to market, all the data, R&D that we have put into this with Will Dawson and Greg Sange. He did our complete wire tuck harness. He actually rebuilt our entire engine harness as well for us. So that way we can make sure there weren't any issues on our end. But we're really excited for this. We're gonna get around this big old dirt truck right here and do a quick, probably 3rd and 4th gear pull. I'll need a data log it for sure, just in case. Currently sitting about 157 coolant temps. Tires are warm-ish. It's a 70-degree day, 82% ethanol content. So we're gonna do just a little 4th gear pull here, nothing too crazy. We're gonna data log it. There we go. All right. That's exactly what we wanted. So I took the car out and we were making about 32 PSI, but I know the car's tuned to 35, 36. So did a quick smoke test on it before, getting ready to take it to the dyno, and we found a coupler was loose. So that makes sense why I was only hitting about 32 PSI. That was about 36 PSI. And this car is, it's speedy. It's a fun again, this car is on the Reflex. We previously were on the split-second controller, which we have 5 of those available, which is still a very functional, cost-effective way to put your car on port injection. Now, the split-second is a little bit more. It's about $100 more. However, the main difference is that the split-second is a batch fire unit. And what that means is that all 4 of our port injection injectors were spraying at the same time. So they were spraying in a batch. So what that would cause is essentially for us to feel like the car would buck and then go into power when that port injection kicked on. With the Reflex, this is a sequential unit. And so what that does is with the wiring and following the crank signal, we program it over so that way it actually is firing at the same time as our factory injectors, or maybe slightly before, to allow that fuel to go into the cylinder and ignite as a factory port injection car would. And so as you guys can see in this video, and I'm sure Will Dawson's gonna love seeing this because it's just so smooth. The car literally feels like it is just a factory car. The power band feels smooth. You don't feel the port injection kick in. You just have all the fuel that you need. And so because of that, we are very happy with the Reflex and everything that we put into this to get this into the market. So let's head to the dyno. You guys are gonna get to see what this car puts down power-wise. We're gonna make sure that we are using the same dyno for the new S5 as well. And we're taking it over to Prodigal Racing. Their dyno is in a controlled room, temperature controlled. They've got nice fans. So if you guys are looking to get your car on the dyno and you're local to us in Utah, reach out to us or reach out to Prodigal. They actually have a website. I believe it's dynoutah.com or utahdyno.com, one of those two. I'll confirm and we'll put it in the link, you know, as I'm saying this. But you're able to go on and schedule it, and they're open on weekends. Tyler, our guy at the shop, he's the one that actually runs the dyno for them. And if you're wanting to get it done during the week or have us dyno tune your car, we will be using them, so that way we're in a very controlled environment to be able to tune your car on the dyno. Obviously, we do still offer street tuning, but if we're able to get away from that and have a little bit more of a controlled environment, as well as not getting pulled over, that makes it much more beneficial for us and our customers. So we're gonna head to the dyno. We'll be there in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and we'll get it strapped down and we'll be able to see what kind of power this thing makes. It's very nice. I like it. First pull on the dyno absolutely shocked us. We ended up making 623 horsepower with 521 foot-pounds of torque. We decided to just run it right back to back, which unfortunately caused the car to heat soak quite a bit, but we still made 617 horsepower and picked up about a quarter horsepower or a quarter torque on the top end. So 522 foot-pounds of torque, 617 foot-pounds on the second run. We're letting the car go ahead and cool down, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a glory pull. Hope that we can get a little bit more out of it. But again, this Reflex and this turbo from BNR, this S5 external wastegate, is such a powerful setup. We're really excited for the G30-770 to get put in there, because that's gonna allow such a better top end. Might spool a little bit slower, but we'll see with the new turbine and technology in it. It might do the same thing and just make more power. Regardless, it's gonna be a win for the Mazdaspeed community, having an internal wastegate option for the BNR S5. So we're gonna go ahead, get this going for one last glory pull, see what we can do. Let's hope we can make a little bit more power. All right, you guys, so we decided to do one last glory pull, which ended up turning into two last glory pulls. On our third run, we ended up making 625 wheel horsepower and around the same torque. We noticed that the air might have been causing some sort of restriction. We were only making about 33 PSI, but on the street we're making about 36. So for data, we had to go ahead and turn off the fans to see if it would make more power. It did. We ended up making 632 wheel horsepower to end the day. Torque was still about the same, right around that 522. Now this is corrected numbers. Uncorrected, we made almost on the dot 100 horsepower less. So up here in Utah with our very thin air, we're making about 532 wheel horsepower. But when we take that to sea level, should equate to about 632 wheel horsepower. So this car has absolutely surprised us. This BNR S5 on the external wastegate has been such a riot. We are so excited to get the S5 in with an internal wastegate and see how the spool does, see how the G30-770 responds over the GT30-776. So that's gonna be our next project. We're gonna be taking this car off the dyno now, going back to the shop, swapping out to the new BNR S5, and then we'll show you guys that entire tuning process with the Reflex, how to upload your maps, how to do all of that stuff, and we'll also tie that into another video specifically for the Reflex. But as of right now, the Reflex is a huge success. We can't argue it. The BNR S5, cannot argue how quality of a turbo this is. Keep in mind, we are running E82 is what's in the tank right now. Most of you guys are going to be running anywhere between an E30 to an E60 blend with your port injection, as ethanol is very hard to keep up with and requires a ton of maintenance, but it is all paid off. So now we get to go back, swap these turbos out, and give you guys results on the brand new internally wastegated G30-770 BNR S5 direct bolt-on turbo for the Mazdaspeed 6 and 3. Make sure you guys are liking this, following, going through, leaving a comment, letting us know what you want to see next, because that's what allows us to continue to bring these videos to you. I appreciate all of our sponsors so much. We've got Treadstone, Fortune Auto, Damon Motorsports, TB Performance, JM Fabrications. Obviously, BNR Turbo has been a huge pilot behind us doing this series and saying, what are the best parts you can put on your Mazdaspeed? We literally built a car with the most available parts, the most cost-effective parts, and in our opinion, the best parts on the market for your Mazdaspeed. So if there's anything to take from this, the brands that we were running on this car, reach out to us, let us help you make a deal, get you a deal, and save you some money, so that way you can build your dream Mazdaspeed 3 or 6. So stay tuned for the next episode, and we're also gonna be launching these hats very, very soon. as well as a golf hat. We're gonna have a few different colors for you guys to choose from. We will see you on the next video, part 2. Come at it.